into the DNVR Avalanche pregame show presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up for a new account to get amazing odds boosts every single day. Rudo, AJ, and Blais coming at you live as the Avs take on the Pittsburgh Penguins in Ball Arena for a 1 o'clock matinee game, the last one of the season. No Kadri for the Avs, which is the least surprising thing ever, given what we watched happen at the end of the other game.
Yeah, I would say go back and refer to our extended conversation after the Sharks game to dig into that more, because I feel like we were pretty on that one.
Yeah.
He's sore. That's the summation and everything. He's sore.
Definitely deal with it.
I will say it makes what he did all the more impressive, because he took that game over when he got back out there.
For sure.
And then the adrenaline wore off, and he was like, ah!
Shoulders are only semi-necessary, okay?
Yeah.
And again, as we've talked about with nearly every injury down the stretch here for the Avs, is they can afford to sit guys that aren't 100%. They care about the playoffs. They know what's up. They want guys as healthy as possible for the part of the season that matters. So,
speaking of playoffs,
14 games away.
Pretty sure that they can clinch with a win today.
As long as they have the tiebreaker over Vegas, they can clinch with a win.
Yeah,
I don't know for sure if they have the tiebreaker or not off the top of my head, but
let me see. 11.
I'm sure you can find out one way.
It would be. They would have it today.
Okay. So there you go. Potential clincher for the Avs, which it would be 13 games left at that point. Pretty impressively early for the NHL to clinch that quickly.
Yeah.
Granted, the Avs aren't.
They would actually be tied on regulation wins and rows.
So it'd be head to head.
So I actually don't remember anymore what comes out. Oh, total wins. Jesus Christ. No, in that case, Vegas would have it. So, nope, never mind.
Not clinched at all.
Yeah.
Well,
nope.
is it? But it's like you have to drop the extra home game or something. I don't know.
No. After that, it's total wins. So it goes regulation win, rows, and then total wins, and it would be 50-49. If the Avs win today and Vegas were to, obviously, this is like hilarious, like they win out scenario.
Yeah.
It would be Vegas would have a 50-49 win advantage.
So not mathematically clinched just yet.
I probably should have looked at this 10 minutes ago instead of right now. Sorry.
Well, they'll have to wait till Sunday to clinch when Vegas loses, I guess. Whatever.
It'd be nice for them to lose. They've won all their games in the post what was that Dadonov era.
Yeah.
Is that, does it even matter? They still might not even make the playoffs.
Obviously, if they just continue to win, though, that just amps up the pressure on everybody else.
For sure, but Dallas still has 4 games in hand.
But it's not just them anymore. Now they're only 3 back of Edmonton, and there's only 1 game played separation there. Hell, they're only 4 back of Los Angeles, man. Like, this home ice in round 1 is still on the table for those guys.
I suppose, but
they've also just been beating up on
they get back
really
to
bad teams. Seattle, Seattle twice.
But their schedule does not get significantly easier.
They have one of the easiest schedules down the
well. It's buoyed by the fact that they play constantly on the road, but
basically the next week and a half will decide for them. They have 3 games against the Canucks, and then they have the Flames and the Oilers in the next 10 days.
Yeah, they have 3 Canucks games and a Coyotes game, and then there's some challenge: Calgary, Edmonton, Jersey, Washington. San Jose, Dallas. Ooh, Dallas, that'll be a good game right at the end of the month. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't.
Not
the amount of time
today's
we waste
topic.
on
Yeah,
Vegas, man.
no kidding. Instead, let's waste time about a random city in Nova Scotia where certainly no hockey players come from. That's for sure. What's in the water in Cole Harbour?
Obviously, hockey skills.
Elite hockey skills, no less.
I mean, it is impressive that a town of that size has produced 2 superstars,
all-world NHL players. Yeah,
like two
and
guys.
Craig Hiller.
Like one guy that's absolutely going to the Hall of Fame, and the other one that could
is on his way towards the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
like he's got a lot of work to do to get there, but yeah.
I mean, if he just has a normal career arc from here, he's a borderline hauler. If he has a good career arc from here, he's a surefire hauler.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got to win some stuff,
of course. But he's
in the generation that is going to be a big time victim of the lack of international play that these guys are getting involved in.
For sure. No opportunities to win medals and stuff. Yeah.
Nobody has ever been like, that guy won 5 world championship golds and gave a shit. So, that's going to hurt. But I will tell you, I am a little over the hearing about this. Nate's been in the league for a decade. Like,
he is who he is at this point. Yeah.
Well, like we get it. It's like they're best friends. They have houses next to each other in the summer and
work out together, all that stuff.
Yeah, like they're homeboys. They come from the same place and they live in the same basic world, and one of them badly wants the career accomplishments of the other. And a whole bunch of us badly want him to replicate the career accomplishments of the other. But it's, they're such different dudes. Like Crosby, I watch Crosby now, and the all-around dominance with which he plays.
Sure.
It's tremendous. Like you watch MacKinnon and you know that there are situations where you're like, he's not dangerous here.
Yep.
And you watch Crosby and it's like, nope. If he has the puck and he's in the offensive zone, danger
at all times. Yeah. Yep.
It's also fun.
What's that?
Oh, I was just going to say, if you go onto YouTube and just find isolation cams of Sidney Crosby during games and watch his board work, it's unreal. The guy is such a hard worker. Like it's such a complete game that he has. Like you're talking about just the skill level that he plays at and the motor he has and the compete level, like people hate on him because he is just like dominant in every part of the game.
And he's not like, you're not going to go and get like we're not having like a Selke conversation, right? Like
no.
It's not like to that level, like his defensive game. You're not like, oh my God. Like it's not like that. But this is still a guy that if you go and you pull it up, he missed so much time at the start of the season, but he's got 71 points in 57 games.
Yep.
Like his just rolling along. Like every year. Like I think the other day when he got to a certain point threshold, it clinched that it was going to be like his 16th point per game season or whatever in the NHL. And it's just unfathomable that a player is that good for that long. I mean, he's a superstar, but he keeps himself there with that dedication and a hard work, and that is just it's 17th. Okay, that's just it's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. If the Avalanche get 80% of Crosby's career from Nathan MacKinnon, then that era is, as long as part of that 80% is at least one of those 3 cups, That era is a huge success.
Yeah,
and like should be considered a golden era. Like
no doubt about it.
It's insane that the Penguins might be the most fortunate franchise in NHL history and maybe sports history. Like to go from Mario into Yager, to suffer for like 4 whole years not being very good, and then you get Crosby and Malkin. Whatever. That's unbelievable.
Frozen envelope.
Yeah.
For the record, I don't think the NHL rigged the Crosby draft, but definitely interesting.
I do.
For a team that was, on the verge of bankruptcy at the time.
This close to moving to Kansas City, and Mario Lemieux bailed him out, and then was like, "All right, now we need players so that I don't have to keep spending all my money on this." And the league was like, "Here,
take them all."
Yeah. Let us shovel Hall of Famers your way.
They really only won one cup in that initial era, but one is better than 0.
Yeah. Well, and what I think the most impressive part of this is that they imagine a Kane and Taves winning back-to-back cups starting next year.
Yep.
Like that second, it's just incredible.
Yep.
Just truly like a remarkable feat that these guys have accomplished. It's all respect for the Penguins. I used to just hate them because I was bored with them, and I wanted Ovi to win a cup, and then he won a cup, and I was like, I don't care about this rivalry at all anymore. Whatever. These guys are all incredible, and now it's just appreciation. And now, like the ultimate litmus test, I want to see how Colorado matches up against Pittsburgh. Their matchups in recent years have all been good. I want to see how MacKinnon does. I want to see how a Kadri-less team adjusts and goes against this Pittsburgh team that's been pretty good.
It's a deep team too. I mean, and they're just built right. Like you look at it, and they've got good veterans that are playing still elite hockey, but then you've got young guys that are chipping in. So, and then you've got a goaltender. So they're built to go deep into the playoffs. Yeah,
like they are. And you look at them, and 19-10-5 at home, 22-8-5 away. Like just a very, very good team. Yeah. They're awesome, man. Like I'm excited for today. 1, I love afternoon games, and 2, I just big matchups like this.
Yeah.
Because the backlash after every single loss feels like doomsday. Part of me always dreads when the Avs play good teams because I'm like, oh god, losing. If they lose, it's just going to be a shit show. But like, hey, I'm really amped up for this. I'm really excited to see this matchup. This is going to be awesome. Yeah, I mean, this is like
always fun.
You're gearing up, man. You're gearing up for the postseason where there's not going to be any more of these gimmies on the schedule. There's no more San Jose free squares, right? Like, you want to go. You want to see how you're doing. You want to see this time of year. You want to see how you're handling other teams that you could see in a postseason. You know, they played good games in Minnesota and Calgary, got 3 or 4 points out of them. All right, that's great, but that's done. You can't just be like, well, but what those happened? All right, those are over. You got to keep going. You got to get back to work. And I really this home and home against Pittsburgh might be the last part of the schedule that I'm really excited for, from a hockey perspective.
Yeah. And the other thing that you see from this team is like when it is a challenge, they rise to the challenge, right? Like they're focused on these games. Like you saw them against Calgary, like they're coming off kind of a bad batch of games, but they're still collecting points in. But then they go to these points in the season where you're playing a Calgary, and they step up. And this is like, obviously your star players here know what's at stake, especially with the Penguins on the other side in the Eastern Conference. Like they're going to be engaged in this game. It's going to be a fun one.
One of the only games that they absolutely slept their way through, though, was that afternoon game in Boston.
Yeah.
So this has me also very like, all right, afternoon games are notoriously weird.
But they're at home.
I'm more on edge about like weirdness happening.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about the goaltenders in this game. I'm pretty sure I know your answer, but if you ignore age, if you ignore salary cap situation, who are you taking this year? Kuemper or Yari?
Wait, repeat that. I want to make sure I got you right.
Just based on ice play alone. No contract, no salary cap, none of that. Who are you taking?
No age considerations.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to win this game, which goalie would I prefer to have in net?
Correct. Yeah.
Kuemper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Yari, no slouch at all this year with the
not at all.
He's playing awesome this year.
Yeah,
I mean, he's having a career year this year. So.
He's absolutely rewarded the faith that they showed in him by going back to him and not getting involved in the carousel last year.
Yep.
Because they could have. He was so bad in that Islanders series. He was so bad that they could have absolutely been like, we got to find a different answer. And instead, they went to him and they were like, hey, man, we think that you're the real deal for us. Can you be that, please? And he was like, I got you, dog. And he's been great this year. That's exactly how that conversation went, too.
Word for word, right there.
Verbatim.
The perfect reenactment.
Yep. I read the transcript.
What if they did that with Grubauer? Do you think he would be doing the collapse that he's doing this year in Seattle? Or is it just because the team in front of him is defensively not good?
I think it would be not as good, but I think it'd be a lot better than what Ruby has done.
Yeah.
Just think he's the better goalie.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll have to see. I believe Jason Zucker's out for Pittsburgh as well to kind of balance the table,
man,
a little bit with Kadri being out, but
that sucked for him. He's been out with core surgery and then gets that funny hit from Fiala along the wall.
Yep.
And that was such a bummer.
Shit happens, unfortunately, in hockey sometimes.
Yes, dude. Mad at the recognition that Pittsburgh is good.
They've got Jeff Carter. He's having a
weird
good
way
year.
to be. Dude loves Welch's fruit snacks. Watch out for anybody that loves Welch's fruit snacks. I love it that much.
Better than being a milk drinker, I guess. Anyway, Blais, you ready to make us some money here?
Yeah. If you go to DraftKings today, there is a fun little profit boost for this game. So, it's a big deal. It's on national TV. So they've got a 30% profit boost for a single game parlay. So I took the parlay. Do we have a graphic for it? There we go. Nice. So the parlay, that's all I'm showing, right? So it's Colorado money line with over 5.5 goals and a Mac anytime goal. So 30% profit boost to plus 468. That was my bet of the day right here. What do you guys think? Kind of scary?
I mean, Mac wants to show up against Crosby, so that's fine. 5.5 goals lately for the Avs. It's been at 6.5, so that doesn't even feel that bad.
Yeah, I could have taken it at 6.5. So you build out this parlay. It's any 3-leg parlay that you go. So
I much prefer 5.5 to 6.5. An empty netter will get you across the line there usually. Yeah. And then Avs to win, always a good bet. But as AJ said, sometimes afternoon games get a little weird. So who knows? But yeah, it should be a fun game, even if it is a little bit off the rails, because that's what happens in the afternoon. But
I like the dude in here that's like talking about us and the Pens. It's like, but what are you talking about? This is like what you do. You want to talk about the Avs more, or do you want to learn about the opponent that they're playing today before a game?
And everybody knows, the Pens have been
afterwards.
Sick, man. Like, they're so good.
You don't want to know about the matchups, why they're good, why you should watch this game? Don't know why you're listening to a podcast.
I mean,
it's true.
The Avs breakdown of the game will come after the game in the post.
Yeah. Yep.
I will tell you, I like the idea of a Newhook goal today. I know he just scored one and all, but like
Newhook and Berkey are both going off. They're hot now.
Well, I just think, dude, like one of those, certainly one of those guys, right, has to pick up some of the slack with the no Nazem Kadri. And we've seen both of them elevate their games at different times. And they're both going to be riding some confidence highs here because they got much needed production that finally matched like what they were actually like they got out of it what they were putting in. Especially Burakovsky lately, I felt like I've liked so much of what of his all-around game. He's been so committed defensively that I really like him getting rewarded with. I mean, it was kind of a freebie goal, but that's the kind of guy that as soon as he starts to feel it, just watch out. So last time he broke his goal drought, he scored 4 goals in 5 games. They could really use something like that this time around. Definitely.
Would certainly help on that front. Yeah, game 800 for Darren Helm tonight. Congrats to him on that.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I know we're going to talk about this on Monday's show.
Sure.
Assuming I'm not sure. We haven't decided on next week's schedule, but
there's one day off next week.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. But
I'm excited to talk about this Keep Yandel stuff.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I could tell from the response in the Slack.
especially because I think Blais and I are going to be on opposite sides on this, so it's going to be an interesting discussion.
All right. Well, you have that to look forward to for Monday. In the immediate, you have this hockey game to look forward to. We're about 10 minutes away from puck drop, so we're going to wrap this show up. We appreciate all of y'all hanging out, even if you think we talk about the Penguins too much. We hope you will join us for post-game as well.
Just wait till post-game.
Yeah, we'll be back post-game to talk everything, break down this entire hockey game, so looking forward to that. We got to plan our watch-alongs for this month, too. We got a lot of planning to do still for April, but...
How dare a new month start?
Damn. Crept up on us a little bit. Anyway, hope you enjoy the game, and we will talk to you in like 3 hours or something.